All right, team, we've got something that might be a bit interesting for us coming in. So, our old pal, progenitor Selena Conley, is bringing us a mission type. She's sent some data our way for the PL-Stanton operatives, right? Those of us who are not involved in Elite Dangerous anymore. But Selena, she's keeping an eye on both universes. But yeah, there's been an incursion of unknown hostiles into a distribution center, and we've been requested to remove some key targets. These include destroying the fuel reserves, destroying some specified hostile individuals, and some local server data needs to be destroyed. Everybody in the distribution center is apparently a hostile. We are cleared to kill them on site if need be. And it looks to be between 90 and 100k AUEC direct payout from the clients with additional bonuses as we neutralize individuals. So here's the intelligence that Selena sent along. It includes both a satellite pass as well as some stealth reconnaissance of the facility. So here we go. It's our orbital view. And we can see that the distribution center is here, located in a pretty remote location, lots of snow, lots of misery. It's Microtech. Further images reveal we have some security outposts on the outskirts. There is a fourth one below where the image is cropped out. There are also a number of fuel tanks. This is the storage that we would probably have to destroy in some way, perhaps by ship, on foot. It's unclear what methods would work to destroy these. There's ground vehicle access along 6 points, roughly symmetrical. So if we were to use ground vehicles, we could access directly into the facility using these ramps, which would be helpful if we chose that way. There are also apparently other ways to enter the facility. However, our reconnaissance did not get close enough to ascertain what those might be. And we do not know the location of the hostiles or the servers. The specifics are not known at this time. We do not know what's inside of the facility or what's waiting for us. So there are some big question marks for us. But let's take a look at what the reconnaissance flight and ground recon gave us. This was conducted at sunset, which, as you will see, caused some complications, but also helped us see a few important things, right? So from the facility here, we can see we're getting some shadowing from the nearby mountains. It's going to be hard to see everything, but not too different from the orbital view. You can see the fuel tanks and everything else we were looking at. The ramps are a little bit more clear in this image, but I want to point to a ground vehicle, potentially. Maybe a possible patrol from whoever took this place over. We do not know what that is. Could also be perhaps a small ship. But yeah, we don't know. It's close to the facility, which makes us believe that it belongs there, because as the top of this image shows, there are defenses at the facility. Thankfully, the long shadows are helping us to locate the defense towers. There are, and you can see also the security depots are there as well. So these appear to be anti-ship guns. The ground reconnaissance team was able to get down on foot closer to this location and disable one turret. So you can see these are similar to other anti-ship defenses that we've encountered throughout Stanton, but they are ringing in two concentric rings. So let's go back to the previous slide. So this ring is actually an inner ring, whereas when our reconnaissance group approached and found this turret, it was further out than those inner rings, which leads us to believe that there are two defensive rings of turrets around the facility. So I've just overlaid this on the satellite image here. And if these turrets are similar to others we have encountered, they will engage about 2.5 kilometers from or out from their location, any ships. So you've got to imagine that there are about 7.5 kilometer engagement range as we approach the facility, which means those turrets are going to start lighting us up as we approach. Now, obviously, not every turret fires. It's just those within range. So, the far side turrets won't attack. But as we approach, we have to be aware that we will begin to take a lot of defensive fire. Additional intel is limited at this time. There was bad weather, as well as the angle of the sun. made it hard to get visuals through the storm. However, these 3 images prove useful and offer us a potential ingress option. So you can see the facility here. This is taken from one of the hills overlooking it. In the foreground here on the hill with us is a defense turret about 2 kilometers from the facility. It's in an elevated position. So let's keep that in mind. And also the admin offices we located through this visual are up top. And that is a possible server location. They're probably not located, for example, in the cargo center, but would rather be where the administrative and technological headquarters are, which is in the top of the tower. So let's keep that in mind with the defense location. If we pan to the right a little bit, there's the ground vehicle ramp, and about 1.5 kilometers away is the closest security compound. That could be a potential staging area. As you can see, it's lower elevation. It sits sort of at a defilade down the hill, which means that the turret, which is another 0.5 kilometer, 500 meters out from this area, the ring of turrets would not potentially be able to depress far enough to shoot a ship landed at or around the security compound. So while you would take fire going in, perhaps this is a location where we could stage our assault, land, secure the compound, leave a ship there, perhaps with medical capabilities, and take a vehicle in. A closer view of the security compound, and this is as close as we've got. You see in the background the facility there. And in the foreground, we did see 1 guard present on this tower. So there are potential unknown numbers for hostiles. But you can see there's a ground ramp here on the left side of the image. Behind it, though, and in the middle of the facility, there appears to be enough space to land a small ship, or perhaps even a medium ship, right? Something like a Cutlass, something like a Pisces for sure. And if not, perhaps right around the edges of this ground facility. And the idea here would be that because of the hill, which from this perspective is behind the camera view, is at our 180, that the guns would not be able to depress far enough to fire at anything landed at this compound. So that seems to be a security flaw. Now, we could also potentially just land, more than 7 kilometers away and drive in, or we could attempt to destroy a set of turrets, as the recon group did. Right, there are a lot of additional options, but this might be an interesting way to land fairly close and not have to deal with a very long traversal through difficult terrain in hostile weather, right? The climate here is very cold. There are frequent storms, and these are things that could complicate our attack. So that's your briefing. It's up to you if we accept this mission request. But yeah, we've been requested to go in, remove the fuel reserves, destroy some hostiles, destroy some servers, and get paid. Definitely a high danger mission. However, potential high reward. So that's Selena's briefing. That's what she sent us. Let us know what you think and whether this is something that we would be interested in pursuing on behalf of Selena and Pileus Libertas. All right, Quaid out.